All right.
I think
We
I think
got
you
a.
skipped a part, Dan, and
Oh, really?
and put
That's
it out
weird.
there in podcast
Well,
form to help some of you make it to legend. Also, it's all good, man.
oh, well, maybe I skipped it. Anyway, we're here. We're live.
Yeah, it's
We
our
got
video
a
episode for the
got,
month.
got the video episode going. We have a guest, and all is mostly right with the world. I'll be brief on my week in Hearthstone because it hasn't been much of a week. Uh, just dealing with this crazy accident and this ongoing family tragedy. And as I sit around basically waiting to hear either crappy or downright shitty news, um, yeah, it's hard to really get into Hearthstone. And yeah, every time my phone makes a noise, I'm wondering what's going on. So I'll this too shall pass, and things will get normal again. Everything's cool here. My fiance is awesome. We're doing good here. I just things out to mom's place is just wow right now. So
Yeah, yeah,
hate to be
it's
vague.
tough, but I,
I hate. Go ahead.
the hopefully the listeners they understand, and
Yeah,
they always sending you positive vibes and stuff like that. So
I know. I just hate to be vague. I hate it when freaking podcasts and whatnot are vague. They don't give me like some details and whatnot,
yeah,
what's going on. I would, but it's just a sad story. We're just
maybe eventually we'll get into it, but yeah,
yeah. Once I know how this ultimately sorts itself out. It's just, yeah. Until then, my Hearthstone play because I'm not super casual. I want to get on the ladder and be competitive and see what I can do about that climb and get into legend sometime. So, just been playing a little bit of Diablo to distract myself occasionally because it's just a button masher. Don't have to think about my play a whole lot with that. So,
right, yeah,
and I've never played it before. So,
it's a good game. It's fun.
yeah. So I'm still around. All is good. We have DreamHack coming up this year.
See,
This year in a
you
few
had to
months.
mention it. Of course, you
That's
have to.
right. So there's still good things are coming.
Yep.
I just got to get through this rough patch, and once this is
Watch your
finished, however it
back.
finishes, yeah, things I'll get back to cranking up that ladder.
Yep.
In the meantime, yeah, I'm going to enjoy doing my podcast because this is awesome and an awesome distraction, and I'm going to stop using that right now. And yeah, that that covers my week, friend. How's your week been?
Well, I played a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I haven't tried anything specifically exciting. Mostly same decks as
Yeah,
before.
me too.
I've I've made it to rank 9, but it's nothing too exciting. It's not like I've gone in some crazy win streak. Not that I'm also not playing that much. There was a tournament last weekend, but we're just getting back from vacation. We're still like taking down Christmas decorations, all kinds of stuff going on in life. But still, I we'll get into it in a second. So I'll be brief in terms of the state of the game. But we announced it last week. We're
Yes,
glad to welcome Freshca to the podcast as our guest for the week. How are you, man?
Doing all right.
good, good. Thanks for coming or
Yep,
showing up.
definitely.
However we do this.
Yeah. Um, for our listeners and our viewers that may not be familiar with you, maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you got into the game of Hearthstone. When did you start playing, and maybe some of your successes. Let's start there.
Sure. I mean, I started playing like when it was still closed beta,
Okay.
and originally I made like just some decks for fun. There wasn't really a rating system back then. Rogue Hero Power was broken and stuff, so you just played a lot of Rogue.
Watch
And
your
then
back.
when they actually came out with a ranking system, I was part of one of the first like playtesting groups that was recognized with like Admirable, AP Drop, Chalky, stuff like that.
Oh
Kit
wow, that's
Kats.
way back. Okay.
Um, And then I had top 16 season one. I qualified for the whatever qualifier they had in season one, where if you either won a tournament or top 16 ladder, I won. I did both those things. I was one of only 3 people who did it. And then I played pretty seriously for about a year. Did articles for Tempo Storm, Hearthbone, things like that. I invented Fatigue Mage, which everybody hates me for, but I think it's hilarious. And that's pretty much it. And then I quit for about a year because I didn't like where the game was. I didn't like how much of a grind it was. And with the new set, I kind of liked all the Murloc cards, so I came back to try it out, and then we'll see what happens. There's a lot of control decks that you could play, so it's a lot better than it was.
So would you say that
Cool.
the 2016 you were kind of out of it, not in the
I think
scene at all?
I think I played enough to hit Legend like 4 times, and I
That
still almost qualified for one of the prelims, and I missed by like a point for like the second prelim, and then at that point I was just done for the whole year.
oh man, yeah, that's disappointing when it's so
Yeah,
close.
harsh.
Yeah.
That's rough. Okay, well, before we keep talking about what you're thinking about, some of the things we like to ask for our listeners is so you were in the closed beta. How did you go about building the collection? Did you grind out arenas? Did you just throw money at it? What was your approach to kind of getting all the cards? And what do you do now when new sets come out?
I just played the game a lot. I probably spent about $100, and that's it.
Okay, so you're
That's good.
mostly
So
free to play, kind of, yeah.
yeah, it's like you know a couple of packs here and there, but for the most part, I think I have like let me check. On this account alone, I have about 14,000 wins. So
Well,
Okay.
so gotten a few games in.
When you say this account, what does it mean? There's
well,
the European.
we used to not be able to have every account on one email,
I see.
so I had like a European account, Asian account, and then I actually have a Smurf account on NA that I don't use anymore.
I see. Wow, that is
Yeah,
that's a lot of wins.
I like dual boxing when I play
Oh, jeez.
Oh
because
wow,
people take too long on their turns. So
I see.
I do. If I'm not streaming, I usually play on 2 accounts at once. But
Wow. Okay. No, that's interesting. I haven't heard anyone doing that. That's a first.
I've seen
yeah,
some people
there's some
stream.
people streaming it now. Yeah,
Oh
Yeah, the
yeah.
triple
Huh.
box, all three servers at once. That's really
Oh
yeah.
wow.
I mean, once you know a deck like in and out, like you don't have to think about the situations as much. So you just kind of recognize where you're at, and you could do the play, and then everybody else usually just ropes you. So
Boy, I would. I'll be glad when the game gets to be that easy for me.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know that I could. I mean, that's crazy. I probably could tried something like that, but I'm gonna avoid it.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the first time I've heard about that one, personally.
yeah. Also, as it relates to uh, the game itself, what's three things? So your favorite class, your favorite
Pal- for sure.
deck archetype or deck ever. Think of
Sure.
all time, and then your favorite card.
Well, favorite class is Paladin.
All
I
right.
won my first tournament with like an Anixia control Paladin. That was a long time ago. I don't know if you remember the Prismata Cup. I got like third place with it. Uh, Admirable actually qualified for the first like top 16 of BlizzCon using my lists. He played the exact lineup that I made, and he played a Paladin deck with Onyxia in it because he took it from me. But we were like practice partners. It's not like he just stole the list. He gave me
Right.
credit
Right.
for it. But
Cool.
yeah, I love Paladin a lot. Um, favorite archetype ever.
Or deck,
Art
like
deck. That's rough. I mean, probably like the OTK, like Hunter deck, like where Unleash the Hounds used to, or not Unleash the Hounds. What was it? The 1 mana spell that got nerfed. Used to buff your. like Wind Fury Beast and kill them in one turn. That was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you're using Timberwolves and
Bestial Wrath.
yeah. Wow,
Yeah.
that was a long time ago. I don't think that was nerfed pretty quickly though, right? I mean,
Oh yeah. Either that or like the Alexstrasza Gorehowl charge deck. That deck was really good too.
okay.
When charge was like 0 mana, you could use it on whatever you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So you would just Alexstrasza them, and at the time Alexstrasza removed armor too.
Oh,
So
Oh wow.
you'd have Gorehowl equipped, play Alexstrasza there at 15, give it charge, and it was lethal.
that's silly.
Yeah.
OTK stuff. So you like that kind of finding
Yeah.
those?
Well, I like just it's the same reason I play fatigue decks. I just like removing everything on the board until I eventually win the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How about a card, any card, or maybe top two?
Cold
Some
Light Oracle.
Cold Light Oracle. If you play fatigue decks, that's what you live and die by. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a standard card, so it'll be around forever, according to them. And nobody's complained about it ever.
So
So,
like, so like it's nerfed or something, right? Somehow I don't even know how they would nerf that card. But,
yeah, no, that's a unique card that you fit into those kinds of decks. Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
And so in terms of looking forward this year, what kind of plans do you have? You told me about your stream, so maybe tell us
Yeah.
what you're doing there and what else do you have in mind in terms of BlizzCon or it's not BlizzCon anymore, the HCT Championship.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I plan on streaming twice a week, probably about 4 hours each time, and that's really the only time I play ladder. So if I get high
Okay.
legend, great, and if I do, then maybe I'll play some tournaments to finish off getting points. If I don't, then I'll probably just end up making content and eventually try to stream more. But with work right now, it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Well, we feel you there.
Yeah.
Your content, you're thinking guides or
Yeah, like articles, maybe some videos.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And your Twitch is just Freshca or is it Freshca?
Yep. It's just Freshca.
Okay, so you can definitely follow him in there so that you get notifications when he goes online. You can check out his stuff. We'll put it on the show notes as well so that you can get there directly. So we were talking a little bit about
Yes,
you
about-
left the game for about a year. So even
Yeah.
back then, it seems like you had some reservations or complaints about the state of the game. And so what was that back then? Let's start there. Like, what made
know,
you
it's-
finally say, you know what, this sucks. I'm gonna take some
It's
time
just
off.
it's hard to continually play a game when every time a new set comes out, it's really fun for like 2 or 3 weeks, but then once the top 2 or 3 decks get figured out, you kind of get penalized for trying to play your own decks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I won't play a deck if I'm not having fun with it. That's just how I am. So
Sure.
I will do everything in my power to build a deck that beats the meta. Like, I'll give you an example. When Miracle Rogue first started being played, I made a Trap Hunter deck with like snipes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 6 traps, and it exclusively beat like Miracle Rogue and had okay matchups against like Handlock, right? Where those decks were just played so much
Mm-hmm.
that it became a tournament viable deck to the point where Amaz actually took it to the Asian qualifiers.
Nice.
So like that stuff I like doing. I like getting rewarded for deck building. So there's definitely times where the meta's forgiving and lets you build your own decks. But then there's definitely times where, like Undertaker, for example, people were building new decks for say, but they were really just playing different classes with Undertaker in it. So
yeah.
really
How
it
many
was the
ways can
same
we
deck.
use Undertaker?
Right. And when stuff like that happens, it kind of just discourages me from playing. But I mean, there's always going to be a card that's just flat out better than other cards, so it's really hard to balance that out.
Do you think with the rotating standard cards going in and out will make it better?
I think it's close. I think they need to make larger expansions and I think they need to happen more frequently.
Okay.
So yeah,
Wonder if
maybe.
they could pull that off.
I
How many
mean,
more cards a year do you think we need?
it's really hard to say. It's just like if you look at the adventures, for example, right?
Yeah.
Like an adventure comes out, you maybe get like 6 playable cards, or at least like playable at like a highly competitive area.
Right. Right.
So it's really hard to keep the game fresh when all the old cards are still just better. Like for example, Azure Drake. How many 5 drops are you gonna play over Azure Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah. True
Talked
that.
about talked about that. Why I crafted golden ones because I'm like,
Yeah.
this goes everywhere. Let's just do it.
And if it doesn't,
Yeah.
it'll get nerfed, right? So you get all your money back anyway.
Right. It's worth. Yeah, it's a evergreen card. It's good enough. There's nothing in that slot that it's too good.
Yeah.
Well, I
Like even Druid of the Claw, right? Like people were like, this card's insane. It'll never get cut. And then like towards the end of last season, you saw people not even playing Druid of the Claw because you could just play Azure Drake. So I don't know. It's hard to keep a game fresh when there's cards that are just like auto includes.
Yeah.
yeah,
You almost have to play.
Yeah.
I saw a video today. Who was it? I think it was Noxious, showing that Rogue. There are these 21 cards, according to his estimation, that are from the standard set that are still like what makes the core sort of Rogue list.
Right. Yeah.
Like the miracle, the gadgets and that kind of
Yep.
stuff. But backstab
Gadget stand
preparation,
traps. Yep. Yeah.
eviscerate, all this stuff is just you always include it. It doesn't matter. So.
Yep.
So do you so talking about Undertaker, we have a meta now that seems to be binary. You're either playing a Kazaka's Reno or you're either playing
Yep.
a Patch's Pirate. Is what it seems like. The
Pretty
only
much. Yeah.
the only thing I've seen that doesn't have either one is a mid-range shaman that some people were trying. That does not include the pirates, but
Well, that's just wrong. So
it's probably incorrect, right?
you probably just play 3 pirates in any deck you're playing. So
Right. So you
Yeah.
have the what's the name of the
Buccaneer.
the small-time
not
Buccaneer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which some
Buccaneer
people are
Patches.
saying is more of a problem at Patches, but anyway.
Uh,
Well,
Yeah. I heard. Yep.
I I was watching Admirable the other day, and he was playing Zoo, and he put into Pirates and Patches.
oh yeah.
So
It's just better.
I tried that. It was fun. It was good. It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoo's not played, but it's still effective. I mean, you can
And they mulligan for Reno, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get around that Reno.
Ugh.
Almost never.
So do you think it's more that this kind of defining cards as opposed to the RNG? Are you okay with the kind of RNG that we have? Is that not
I think
something that bothers
Discover's really good.
you? Okay.
I think Ragnaros is okay. Just because you can kind of mitigate how many targets there are. There's some RNG that's good, but like Yogg-Saron, I didn't. When that card was not nerfed, I didn't play a single game of Hearthstone.
Yeah. I think they were losing numbers rapidly when they decided today, oh, we need to hurry up and change this.
Yeah, and I think it's okay where it's at right now. Like it's still that card that people could play for fun, but you don't just like instantly lose when they play the card.
Yep.
Other cards like Cthulhu's a cool RNG card. I think Avenging Wrath's a cool RNG card. I think Unstable Portal was a huge mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they realized that. Just like on top of the randomness of just like magically getting the card you wanted, it also reduced the cost, which was just insane to me. So yeah, there's good and bad RNG.
It was a net 1 discount, right? Because it cost 2, but
Right.
it reduced it by 3. But
Which made 0 sense.
like at least it should be just the same. Anyway, yeah, you get a better deal for what you're playing. And yeah, what do you think? Like, you okay with the portals that bring random stuff? All the different portals, the new ones,
I mean,
not.
some like the ones that cost more, right? Like Firelands Portal is a really good card, but it costs 7, right? So it's fine. Um, and Moonglade Portal just got nerfed, and people don't even realize you can get a 1/1 now.
Who's the one?
It's the 1/1 that summons a 7/7 or something.
Oh yeah, the guy that brings like a taunt person, right?
Yeah,
One of the
yeah, it's an ogre,
yes.
the 6/6. Yeah,
Oh man, yeah, nerfed.
yeah, like 100% just nerfed it. Yeah,
Once the sets rotate out, then there's even more chance you'll get that thing.
yeah.
It's really
I
gonna
don't know.
suck.
The new portals are fine just because they cost more, and they don't have the cost reduction things. They
Well,
just summon a random minion it's actually less than what the card costs. So
um,
I think it's fine.
except Maelstrom, I guess that's one that's
Yeah,
cheap.
Maelstrom's pretty rough, especially because the availability of spell power totem and stuff. Like it's like come on.
Yeah.
But I mean, even that one, it's not the worst thing in the world. I wish it had overload for one, but
Or it costs
otherwise, I think
3.
it's
It's
fine.
one or the
Or it
other,
costs
right?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seems too good at 2, but
right.
yeah. Well, I was watching Amnesia. He went on a rant about that card for like an hour because he's saying that he thought that kind of RNG is totally unnecessary. Like, why couldn't he just bring a vanilla 2/1 or a 1/1, instead of,
Yeah,
hey, let's give you something random, and sometimes you'll get, that
like
2 4,
2/4.
the 2
Yeah,
4, or you'll get a tunnel trog and just destroy the other guy. It's like crazy. But anyway, he was just going on about that. Okay,
right.
last thing before we get into the deck, we were talking a little bit earlier about this is before the show, kind of your take on the grind that it is to ladder, and a little bit about the MMR, which is for people that don't know, kind of the hidden ranking system that
Right.
we it determines. There's the ladder system, from 25 to legend, which you get stars, so you understand how that works. But then once you get to legend, there's this numerical value that you're assigned, and it's maybe you can explain it better on what it means to and how long this grind takes, because
Sure.
I'll just
Um,
say this before you get into it. What I've noticed is, and I'm discouraged from playing at legend because the last day of the month is this crazy thing where everybody's playing. I played 300 games in the last 24.
yeah.
This is crazy. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I'll let you kind of explain.
Right. So basically, the more games you have played, the higher rating you are, things like that, the more points you're worth. So the way it seems to me, just by experience, is the later in the month you play, the more your games are worth, right? So if you get Legend, say day 2, you could win 60 games at rank 1. Somebody hits Legend a week later, wins half as many games as you, but the MMR balances out as the month's going. So their MMR is going to be higher than yours, which is just crazy to me,
So
right?
he
Like
he could take the one from you even though you got it in the second day.
with like a crazy win rate too, right? Just because the people you were playing against might not necessarily have been Legend yet, or you were playing and they played only Legend players, or people are just like worth more because there's more games played in the season by now, so the ratings are just higher, you know.
Yeah.
So they could play half as many games, or have like a lot lower win rate but played more games than you, and still get a higher rating, even though you might have won 20 games at rank 1 in a row, but it was early in the season, so it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Hmm.
So no reward for being the first to legend or anything like that, or
Right.
even winning at that point. It's
Yeah, you can get Legend the last week, go on a good win streak, and then you rank 1, you know?
Hmm.
So there's like almost zero reward for playing during the month, only the last week matters, you know?
yep. I've had
Interesting.
I had a one way back a top. It was 50, I think. It ended up
Mm-hmm.
being a 50 finish, and it was what you're describing. It was late. I got on a hot streak. I won a lot at the end, very end of the month, and sort of got a good landing spot, and that was it.
Yep.
I've gotten it earlier now, and I get into a good spot, and I stopped playing for a week, and you see that rank go down a lot, like hundreds
Yep.
of points, because as more people get in, you start pushing down, get pushed
Yep.
down, and it takes forever then to try to reclaim all of that. So
Right.
I don't know what. I mean, have you heard any ideas on how you can go about it, or you have your own original thought on, hey, what's an alternative to that?
I mean, I don't think it's fair. Well, not even necessarily fair. I just don't think it's smart to just have legend players reset at 16 every month. Like, it's just a big grind for no reason, right? Like, if a player is good enough to get the legend, they can get the legend again, right? So I think they should start off higher, even if it's just rank 10. Ideally, rank 5
Yep.
when there's no win streaks anymore.
Yep.
And then it's not like they can't go down. So if they don't belong there, then they're going to lose
Yep.
and lose ranks, right? So I think it should be legend resets to 5, 5 resets to 10, like bigger windows.
Yeah, hey, I like that idea. That sounds good.
I
And then it
I've
rewards
mentioned that.
progression a lot better, you know?
Yeah, I've mentioned that exact point before. Like, what's the point of? I had a streak going. It was 2 years, 24 months of legend. And every month I gotta go back to rank 16. I was like, okay, I think I've proven that I can do this, so what's the point? But
And it's like 24 hours of gameplay to get back to just legend.
I know, it's like, oh my god, I gotta spend all this time all over again. Shouldn't there be some credit for, hey, okay, this guy's legit. He's done it a few times, so
Right.
there is no
Yeah.
such thing. It's back to the beginning you go. So, yeah, well, it's a bit discouraging, but another thing I picked up when we were talking, you said all you need to play is a tournament a month. Does this have to
Oh,
do
yeah.
with the new point system? Maybe you can give us a little bit of insight there.
Well, I mean, each month you're only allowed to have points from one tournament. So if you place in a tournament, you can't get points from another tournament unless you place higher.
Okay.
So it's like you only have to play until you win a tournament, or even if you top a tournament, right? Like you top 4 or whatever the case is for points.
Mm-hmm.
There's really not a whole lot of incentive to play anymore because you can only get like 1 extra point, right? So at that point, you pretty much stop playing open tournaments, and the only thing left to do is ladder. Well, laddering doesn't mean anything until the last week anyway, so really you just sit around for a month.
So in a whole quarter, you can get points for one tournament a month. So three
Right.
three opportunities there.
Open tournaments anyway.
Right, and then the ladder.
Yeah.
I guess there's a tavern hero.
And then there's Tavern Hero where if you win you're like automatically in or something.
Yeah.
And then there's like LAN tournaments which are separate from online qualifiers or something.
Oh, so that's another chance. But then
So which sucks too because then there's like people who work full time or like students and can't travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a huge disadvantage.
Well, and
So-
we've talked about this a lot, but I used to compete, but these online tournaments, it takes forever. There's no.
Well, and now they're splitting them into 2 days.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm just like, yeah, like there's Tuesday night hype or something where it's like it's supposed to be Tuesday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they break it into Tuesday night and Wednesday night now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's like you make top 16, you're like 2 games away from getting points, but now you got to show up again for another 2 hours of playing the next day, which is just, why do I need this? Because I don't know. It's just seems like way too much time for not enough reward.
Yeah.
Because then if you don't get the points, then you just waste it like two full days or
Mhm.
2 nights, and it
Yeah.
just seems really poor experience for the players.
Yeah. I mean,
Which is really why I don't see any like new faces in the pro scene, right? Because people who could just grind 10 hours a day and don't have to worry about anything else just have a huge advantage, especially because they could travel and everything.
Yep. That's kind of what I realized when I was trying to do it with a family and a full time job and all this stuff. It was like, man,
It's impossible.
this is gonna take forever. Like,
Yeah.
my wife is gonna leave. Like, what are you doing all day? You're just sitting in there playing video games. Or
Yeah.
have to do it during my job or something. I mean, it doesn't work. So yeah, you either try to do it as a full time thing or just kind of play casually. So okay. So are you gonna try, or is it more of a let's wait and see what happens this year for you?
I mean, if I get like a good win streak, I'll obviously play ladder on like the last week. And I'll probably try to play like one or two tournaments a month and just see what happens. But like I said, I'm not going to devote a bunch of time to it. Like I have a lot of other good things going on in my life right now that are too important to try to chase the dream anymore.
Yeah,
Hear you.
very good. I don't know, Dan. Anything else you want to
Oh, I'm
cover?
good. This has been an awesome
Yeah,
conversation.
no,
We put out
appreciate all that
some
insight.
cool stuff out there. Yeah.
Somebody that's been here from the beginning, left for a little bit, is back. It's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
cool. So, all right, we got an email. I just want to acknowledge this from Jamie. Jamie, if you're
Okay.
listening, hang tight for next week. We're gonna try to respect our guest time, so we'll talk about it next week. Okay? So we'll look at the decks you sent and get suggestions for you. So just want to acknowledge that. Uh, so you could write in at
Good deal.
hearthcoachpodcast@gmail.com. We'll check it and for other listeners that want feedback. But for now, we'll move on to the deck that Freshca has brought for us this week and is a take on Tempo Mage. So why don't you talk us through what we got here?
Sure.
I have it on the
As
screen, so you can.
okay. So obviously there's a lot of pirate decks. So I figured what beats pirates? A lot of early removal and being able to contest the board. So I tried like a bunch of different decks where the whole idea is I didn't want to play pirates, right?
Right.
I want to be able to beat pirates without playing pirates. So I tried paladin for a while with like the new buff cards and some of the new murlocs and things like that, and I was just losing way too easily to weapons and against like the control decks, just getting AoE'd and not being able to have the reach
Mm-hmm.
that you needed. And then I tried to think about the other decks that were really popular last year. Tempo Mage came up because Arcane Missiles is really good against pirates. You get Water Ellie to help with the weapons, and against the control decks, you got Fireball. So that's kind of where I went with it. And Burgley Bully was performing really well for me in Reno Mage, especially because of things like Antonitis, and I like playing Mana Worm and Flamewaker in my Reno list. So I was like, why don't I just make it a tempo list? Just play two of all the cards that I think help in the current meta.
So I saw this today. I was playing earlier, and somebody had Flame Waker in what was a Reno. I was so confused. I was like, wait a minute, is this Tempo or is this Reno? But I guess
Yeah. I mean, I think the playing Tempo Mage with like a more aggressive build helps a lot against like the mirror, for example, because you apply a lot of pressure, and then they use their spells inefficiently and end up running out of cards before you do. Um, and then you still have like bully and stuff to where if you play it, you're guaranteed at least one coin because they have to remove it somehow.
mm-hmm.
So then you get extra fireballs and things like that. But
All right, so I'll let me go through this real quick for the benefit of who's listening. But we got two arcane blasts. That's core. I mean that hasn't changed. Two arcane missiles. Now this has it's sometimes in. Most of the time is in. And
sometimes it's just one. But yeah.
yeah, and now that you have pirates, you do want to have this early for sure. Mana worm is core. Okay, you have one a mirror image. That's just to block some
Yeah.
weapon stuff. Yeah.
It's to block weapons, and it's another spell for
Oh
Antonitis,
yeah, that cheap.
and it's really good against Arcane Reaper or Arcanite Reaper. It also protects Mana Worm from like their 3/4s and things like that.
Yeah, if, if you can eat a Arcanite Reaper hit with one of these, that's huge. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then you do have two acidic swampoos, so you are targeting all those shamans, paladin is not really played, but warriors and
Yeah.
rogues. You got this here. Okay then. Ooh, you have one copy of Arcane Explosion.
Yeah, it's for all the shamans, and it's actually like good against rogue now because I play pirates too, and it's still a cheap spell for Antonidas at the very least. So, and
Okay, so
sometimes you could actually get 3 damage arcane explosions,
yeah,
like later in the game with Drake, Thalanos, and explosion. So
so the Swamp Ooze came in here for the Cold Sorcerers, right? That's kind of the sub.
yeah, because if you play Cold Sorcerer and they're playing weapons, you end up losing like 2 of your turns. So, because you'd go like Mana Worm, they kill it, and then you play Cold Sorcerer anyway, and they kill
They
it,
kill it
and
too.
then you're just way too behind.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense in this environment. All right, we got Thalnos, that's pretty standard. Frostbolts, always. Sorcerer's Apprentice, Arcane Intellect, Flame Waker. Oh, so you do have two Forgotten Torch. Now, I've seen
Yep.
this to be one sometimes, but you have two. So you do one have to that extra burn. Is that
Yeah, games go late against like the Reno decks, so you just need to have as many spells that point at their face as possible. And it's really good at killing minions against Rogue.
mm-hmm.
Uh, Pretty much every class like has 2, 3, or 4 health minions,
Yep.
so it's still really efficient as removal. And having an extra like 18 damage in your deck against Reno decks helps.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Two Fireball. Water Elemental. Yeah, with the weapon classes, I can see it. It's just a good, solid 6 health body that's tough to deal with. Azure Drake. I think we've talked about this enough. Where
Yeah.
you just put Azure Drake. That's it's just too good.
Yeah.
Every deck's 28 cards and 2 Azure Drakes,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We're getting to the top of the curve. What do we need? Oh, that's right. Azure Drake, come in here. Berkeley Bully. That's the new addition. So, what's the like? I've saw Firebat, and maybe it had been played before. Put this on the Reno Mage, and that's the first time I
Okay.
saw it. But now I see it here. So, what's the idea here with just to get the
It's
coin?
just, well, it's insane against Rogue because it's really hard for them to deal with it efficiently. Like they sap it, you get a coin, you can replay it. Uh, they might have to use 2 cards, backstab, eviscerate, and you get 2 coins. So you basically 4 for 1 them. Uh, Usually you can keep the board pretty clear, so they
Mm-hmm.
can't use minions.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have to like Leroy it, which just is a game ender.
Yeah, it's a victory
Uh,
right there. They have to.
it crushes priest. They can't do anything to a 4/6.
Oh wow, that's right.
Uh,
There,
and it's good enough late game to end the game against any aggro deck. Because if you could stabilize the board and hit them for 4 every turn, you probably win that game.
you play, you play either Azure Drake or Bully against a priest. There's nothing they can do. They're like, oh crap, that's it.
Yeah,
Because
and then
the
eventually you
potion.
get to Antonidas. Yeah,
What's that?
and then eventually you play Antonidas and win the game, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then you have at the very top an Antonidas here. Okay, any room for like a rag, or is that
It's too
unnecessary?
slow.
Too slow for this?
Yeah, like it's only 1 mana different, but usually you play it, it's 8 damage, and then it gets removed, right? Against any matchup that you're going to be able to play it in. Where Antonidas, you probably can wait until you can get at least 3 fireballs.
Yep.
So I think it's just better. If I was to play Rag, I'd probably have to cut like a torch and then either images or explosion and play Barnes.
Hmm. Right.
But I don't know if I want that in such a fast meta.
Yep. Okay. Any other alternatives you think about or suggest here?
I mean, if you're not seeing like all weapon classes, like if you're playing against a lot of Reno decks, obviously cut the oozes and cut the arcane explosion. Um, and then you could just play more minions. The 3/2s that give spell power aren't bad, but
Yeah.
I kind of like Babbling Book too. I
Okay.
wish I could fit that in the deck.
That's
just
right.
because there's a lot of spell-centric cards like Archmage, Flamewaker, things like that, where just having an extra spell is really good. And the 1/1 still contests a decent amount of stuff, where I think it's a good enough card to play. So if you don't like the Arcane Explosion, you probably play Babbling Book instead.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What about the mulligans? Any notes on mulligan? Not a mulligan in the deck?
I mean, against like any control deck, you probably just want like a fast opener like Mana Worm. Well, you pretty much want Mana Worm in every matchup, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
you mulligan all your spells probably against the control decks, right? You don't want to keep Arcane Blast against the Reno deck. Doesn't really make too much sense. So you really just keep Mana Worm, maybe Ooze just for the pressure, Sorcerer's Apprentice, and it's pretty much the same mulligans for every matchup. The only
Okay.
difference is against control decks, you can consider keeping either like one of your 5 drops or your Flame Waker if you already have like a 1 or 2 drop in your hand,
Watch your
especially if you have
Okay.
coin. But
Okay.
Cool. Excellent.
Well, I think
Shall
it's
we?
pretty good. We should get into some games here and let's
Let's do it.
see how this works. I don't know that I got a bully. I haven't made this deck, but I know Dan has it, so
Yeah.
we're gonna watch here.
Wrong deck. Oof.
We've done
Hang
that
on.
before.
Yes.
Queue up with the wrong deck. Yeah.
All right. Tempo me. Okay. There we go. Yes, we did that once on the episode that never was. Uh,
All right.
and I'm sure I've done it a couple other times. I just don't come to mind. As we wait for the wheel to go round and round.
Yeah, it doesn't let me watch you just yet. We've had
Yeah.
DDoS in the middle of recording a show. It's fun.
It's taking its sweet time here on my side.
Yeah,
It's
I can see
finally
the
going
eye
over.
now. Let's see. I'm trying to get in there.
All right, we got some mage on mage action here. Okay. Well, it's not too bad of an opening hand. We get Archmage Antonitis, which we don't want him. He's way too early for the party. We got our Mana Worm and a Frostbolt. I would keep these.
You asked for it.
What do you think, sir?
It is on.
well, we could almost guarantee his Reno, right? So, what do you think his first 2 or 3 turns are?
Oh, that's a good question. The Reno decks.
Because do we really need this Frostbolt? Like, what is he gonna play that we have the Frostbolt?
Okay. I was just thinking of at the
Just keep the Mana
Probably
Worm
nothing.
then. Pitch the rest.
Yeah, I would only keep the Mana Worm. You're really just looking for minions to
Okay.
just kind of pressure them.
All
Yeah,
right.
cause what is it like? Babbling Book maybe or a
Babbling Book, you could ping it, or if he
Mixed-
plays a 2/2, you could ping it, and then he has to trade in and ping.
Yeah, the Mistress of Mixtures or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, this is way better.
All right.
Yeah,
so what did you get?
I got an Arcane Blast and the Sorcerer's Apprentice on the mulligan. I drew Flame Waker. So imagine we just go ahead and throw the. Do we go ahead and throw the Mana Worm out there?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, because they're probably playing Reno, and chances are they might not really have anything in their hand for this.
All right. So it's turn 1. He's got 6 cards. One of them is the coin. 1 mana. Pass.
I just thought of something I should come up with, like what some of the deck lists are and what I think I might be playing against and pull them up as I go. Anyway, I drew a Forgotten Torch. Let me see. My only options are either Sorcerer's Apprentice or to ping. My gut saying is to hold on to the Sorcerer's Apprentice and just use my hero power.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can just hero power, because then next turn we can play Flame Waker, and then turn 3 or turn 4 we have the option of Apprentice, Torch, and Blast.
Mm-hmm.
So I like playing around the Frostbolt here and letting him Frostbolt our 1-drop instead.
Yep. It's one thing that failed doing with this deck before is trying to play too much and not wait for the combos because you want to hold back sometimes. So anyway, he's at 28, 7 cards. One of them is the coin. He opts to ping our mana worm.
Okay, we draw an acidic swamp ooze. Since we don't need that swamp ooze, I'm tempted just to go ahead and throw that out there. And attack.
What to
Well, he's on 3 mana. What is he going to do next turn? What do you think he has options to? He does have the coin as well.
Yeah, he could Forgotten Torch.
Arcane Intellect,
Yeah,
Frostbolt, but can't ping.
So if he plays Arcane Intellect and we have a Flamewaker out, he's going to take a lot of damage. If he plays an Ice Block, we can still do a lot of damage and kind of force his hand. Or his other play might be like Frostbolt, Coin, Ping, which I think we're fine with. So I would just
throw out the Flamewaker.
Yeah.
Could also be Thalnos Blast. I mean, that's another.
Thalnos
option.
Blast is the only thing that really punishes us.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like that's going to happen regardless of when we play it.
Yeah.
So I think holding it back is just a mistake.
All right, our friend Mage has 8 cards. 27
There's the
health.
Arcane
We
Intellect.
play the Arcane Intellect. We got 9 cards in hand.
4 mana. Oh, another Sorcerer's Apprentice.
So he's going into 4 mana, coin 5 mana, possibly.
Sorcerer's Apprentice, Forgotten Torch?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like that because next
That's
turn
a lot
is really
of damage. Yeah.
his only AoE is like Volcanic Potion. So you still got to keep Flamewaker out.
This is 6.
Yeah, down
5.
to 18.
Yeah, that's a ton of damage.
So I got my Sorcerer's Apprentice, an Acidic Swamp Ooze, and Arcane Blast in my hand. I played the Sorcerer's Apprentice and then the Arcane Blast, did a whole bunch of damage. We're down to 18. The Apprentice, Flamewaker, and our 2/2 Mana Worm on the board.
It was 9 damage. He's got a handful of cards. There's a Volcanic Potion, an Arcane Blast. So he had that, but I guess not a good way to combo it before. There's another.
Okay,
So
there's our other Flamewaker.
The Volcanic Arcane Blast. It cleared the board. He still has the coin. All right.
Let me see. Well, he just used up all of that. So do we go ahead and replay the... we have 5. We can throw out the Flamewaker and the Sorcerer's Apprentice again.
I think we play the Ooze instead of the Apprentice. Because the Apprentice lets us play Blast for free next turn if we want.
Okay, throw out the Flamewaker?
Yeah, and the Ooze.
Flamewaker. Ooze.
Destroy that mage weapon. Oh, no weapon. Sucks.
Hey man, that's not a joke. People play
that's
the 1/3 weapon.
Yeah.
It's Atiesh. It's Medivh. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a Forgotten Torch. This is what you were talking about. 4 mana, 4 health minions that you can use the torch on and ping. And that's what he did to our Flamewaker.
I drew Arcane Missiles. So we have Arcane Missiles, Sorcerer's Apprentice, and the Arcane Blast in our hand. Just attack and those hero power?
So now we need to decide if he's either going to Reno or he's going to Blizzard, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we play Apprentice and he has Blizzard, we're pretty sad, but at the same time, I think we need to just play the minion here.
Okay.
Because if he Renos, we're going to need to start doing the damage.
Okay.
Plus, if we play this Apprentice, he doesn't kill and we draw Archmage, then we're going to play both those spells for free.
That would work too. So I
ping
play
also,
the
yep.
Apprentice, I do my hero power, and attack with the Acidic Swamp Ooze, and with the Arcane Missiles and Arcane Blast in my hand.
Are you trying to force the Blizzard or...
Yeah, we pretty much want him to Blizzard here, and then Ideally, we draw a 5-drop. Any of the 4 will work. Water Elite's fine. Arcane Intellect's fine. So I feel like our draw density is really good, but we just need him not to apply pressure because we have no answers.
There's a secret and a frostbolt on our apprentice. Come on, Azure Drake. Oh, there's the
That would have been
Archmage.
sick.
It would have worked.
Yeah, we drew the Archmage.
You were
now.
right, but it's he had the frostbolt to remove the apprentice. So, oof, so close.
So I imagine we're not going to play the Archmage yet.
No.
So
Yeah.
we probably just hold this and the Arcane Missiles and the Arcane Blast. We just hero power and attack again.
Yep.
We're trying to get
You're right.
fireballs for sure.
Yeah, we want at least 3.
Yeah.
Alright, that looks like a dice block, possibly. I saw somebody playing Potion of Polymorph and Counterspell. Pff, jeez. Anyway,
Zalay just won $1,500 playing Vaporize.
yeah. Alright, so he got 8 cards. He's at 10 health with probably Ice Block. 7. Oh, mana. He plays a Cabal Courier. Here comes the shenanigans. Discover a tri-class minion. And Water Ellie. Oh, that's not that crazy. There's Azure Drake.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, we get the Azure Drake. Oh, jeez. I guess we play Azure Drake, don't we?
Yeah. Playing Archmage doesn't really accomplish anything.
Yep. And we get another acidic Swamp Ooze. That's 4 damage. We could remove the water elemental.
Yeah, I mean, we could.
Or do
I
we
don't
want to
think-
hold those cheap spells for your
Yeah,
Antonidas?
I think we're going to play Antonidas next turn.
Okay.
So I think we wait. I also
So-
don't think we play the Who's because he probably Flame Strikes us. So I think we just ping the Water Ellie and go face for 3.
Time runs out on me.
Okay, hero power the water elemental.
Yeah, because in case he trades into our Azure Drake,
Then you can
then,
pick it up.
then we can ping it off, yeah.
Or
Or
a
missiles.
missile. Yeah. And 1 damage to face here doesn't really make.
Yeah, we almost guarantee at this point that once we do kill him, he's going to Reno. So we just need to get a lot of fireballs.
So we can kill him again.
Yeah.
Alright, so he does trade into the Water Ellie. I mean, the Water Ellie into the Drake. Leaves it at 1. And here we go. And then he pinged. So he pinged whatever was left of the Drake. He got a 3-1 on the board. He's gonna Thought Steal from us. And played a Mind Control tech.
Alright, we're at 9 mana. I drew the water elemental. So we going to Antonidas and use some spells?
It's really close. How many cards do you have left?
He's
He
got
has 17
17.
cards.
What to do?
So if he hard mulligans for Reno, he probably has about a 55% chance of having it. If we are Archmage here and he has Reno, we probably lose. So I think we
Water
just play
elemental?
Water Elemental, Swamp Ooze, and ping the Water Ellie.
So we're gonna hold off here. Okay.
Yeah. Just because, like, he's not like applying any pressure to us at all. So I feel like nothing's gonna change if we wait.
Time runs out on me.
He's just gonna keep using removal on our minions, and
So
pretty
that's
much-
that's why I played the elemental, the swamp ooze, and we still got Archmage, arcane missiles, and arcane blast in our hand.
Alright, here's a Flame Lance from the hand into the Water Ellie. Arcane Missiles from Thought Steal. It connects with the Swamp Ooze, his own Swamp Ooze, and face for 3 with the MCT. Fireball.
And we draw a fireball.
You just kill him? I'm
just pop them. Yeah.
yeah. So you
Oh, okay.
just fireball,
Fireball.
and then ping.
Yeah.
Fireball. Ping.
Just get that Reno out of the way.
Yeah, and then hopefully
Yeah.
we draw something decent.
And
Like
that's our
mirror
turn.
images would be good.
We got Arch. We still have the Archmage and Arcane Missiles and Arcane Blast in our hand.
We're gonna be rich. No?
Yeah.
Yes, of course we're gonna
Oh.
be.
All the way from the left.
Yeah.
He had it from the beginning then. Yeah. And Thalnos that he got from our us from the Thought Steel that he got from the Cabal Courier. See this? Okay.
And we get another Arcane
This
Blast.
is the 3 fireballs that you wanted, but
Yep.
what do you think?
I think it's good enough.
Okay, play.
So
Question is, what are we blasting?
we blasting the Ooze and the MCT, or are we blasting Reno?
I think we have to just blast the team or the 2 guys that could die, right?
And then missiles. That's what I was thinking,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
play-
really, we just want the Blood Mage to die to the missiles, ideally. We'll see.
Okay. So we're going to use. Are we going to use
Yep, blast
an Arcane
first.
Blast on the
On the
Mage?
3/3. Yeah.
Oh, on the 3/3.
on the
Okay.
MCT, yeah. And now,
Hopefully we can kill 2 of them.
have you prayed to RNGesus, Dan?
50-50.
Here we go. And
Time runs out.
missile
Got rid of
Blood Mage.
Thalnos.
Okay.
Well,
It left.
feels like half of the way.
It hit Reno and it hit Thalnos, but it left MCT. So, halfway there. We got 3 fireballs. So we need 12 damage somehow.
Hey man, we got 2 Forgotten Torches.
No, that's right. Arcane Intellect, another Azure Drake. Our
2
bully.
bullies.
Where's our bully?
I have no time for games.
Oh god.
That's a
Sylvanas.
good fireball.
Oh. Jeez. Fireball his old Sylvanas to take our Archmage. And had a coin. Yikes.
Well, where's our Reno at?
And Forbidden Flame his own Reno to get another fireball. So we're dead, essentially.
Arcane Missiles.
Yeah.
I think the play is double fireball.
Double
yourself.
fireball your own face.
Make sure you ping the MC Tech first. Show him his boss.
All right.
Ping the MC tech, fireball own face twice.
Told you 3 fireballs is lethal.
It's just on us.
Oh goodness, that Sylvanas move was too much.
So what?
Okay.
What if anything you think could have been different there?
We didn't draw bully.
That's one big one. Yeah.
Yeah, because if we had bully instead of that second Flame Waker, we would have had 2 coins and had 5 fireballs.
Or if they hadn't had such a complete move, we could have kept the what was it that the little
Antonidas.
mage? No, the
Yeah.
little mage that one move a
The
while
3/2.
ago.
Yeah, it would have been sick. If they didn't have the Frostbolt or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Oh yeah. Because then we could have played the
Antonidas earlier, like on turn 7.
Well, even the
Yeah.
Flame Waker, there was some more damage there that we could have done, but he managed to remove it. But anyway.
You asked for
So
it.
And this is the matchup we want, so.
Alright, we're against a priest. I get the Flame Waker, Arcane Blast, and Acidic Swamp Ooze. We don't need the ooze for anything. Priest, probably Dragon Priest. I'd be tempted to keep the Flame Waker and the Arcane Blast here, but
I don't think I keep anything.
okay, throw it all back.
Yeah, you're just looking for 5 drops. And, like, Manowar maybe.
5 drops?
Yeah, because they both just beat Priest on their own.
Oh, that's right. Bully and Azure Drake. It's good enough.
Yeah, you just. They don't really do anything, so.
On the mulligan, I got the Apprentice, Arcane Intellect, Arcane Missiles, and I got a Forgotten Torch on the draw. And I'm not going to do anything except end my turn.
No Arcane Missiles face for 3? No.
I was tempted to play around, but
6 cards. Coin is one of them.
It's really only 1 damage.
right. Okay, I draw a Frostbolt. Is there any reason to play the Apprentice?
Is there any reason not to? What would you?
They could take it out, but I guess it wouldn't be awful.
Yeah, but
They
if he
had-
kills it, then he doesn't develop. So.
You
I think
mean
it's fine.
Okay.
the Shadow War Pain is the or some random Holy Smite, but I
Yeah.
mean,
A lot of people are only playing 1 pain right now. In the Dragonless, because they get so much board control.
except people I play against play both. All right, it's a Blackwing Technician. So you coin the Technician out. Here we go.
Draw the Fire Elemental.
The water.
Wow. Water Elemental.
Fire Ellie would be kind of fun for mage.
Oh goodness. 3/5. Oh,
Maybe we should start by intellecting, right?
that's what I was wondering. Okay, yeah, if we should draw. All right,
Yeah.
Arcane Intellect. Draw Blood Mage Thalnos and a Flame Waker.
Okay.
That's
Do
So-
we Frostbolt this thing, and so we can
I
try
think
and
so,
keep?
right? Like he had, it was turn 2. He didn't Shadow Word Pain it, right? So it's pretty unlikely that he kills it next turn. So I think just Frostbolting it, he probably just heals, and then we get Flame Waker and the Arcane Missiles, and it should clean it up.
So and then I attack with my Apprentice for
Right.
3.
Turn 3, he's got the Frozen Technician at 3/2. And from the top, he played the Cabal Talon Priest on that
Wow.
guy. And made it a 3/5 again. So he has a
Well-
3/4 and a 3/5.
This is interesting. I have my Flame Waker and well, not 2. I have 2 0-cost cards now. I have the Arcane Blast and the Missiles. So is that what we're going to do? Play the Flame Waker?
Some choices here, it seems.
We do have a few different options. Like we can play Thalanos, and then like Blast at 3/5, Torch 3/4, and then Missiles. Or we
So
could
it's-
just play Flame Waker and do the same thing without the Torch.
What do you think's better?
I think Thalanos is better because it's guaranteed to clear. And then
Okay,
it'll
so-
cycle. So just play Thalanos, use the 2 burn spells on the 2 guys, and then missiles to clear up the 1 health guy. So blast
Arcane
one of them.
Blast.
Well, I think
torch one of them.
it doesn't matter, right? It's all the
Yeah,
same.
it doesn't make a difference. And then just missiles and hit base for 3.
Yeah, phase. Unless it misses, well, it's not gonna.
Well, even if it misses, we're hitting them in the face.
You go 0 for 4. All right.
Yeah.
That's what we do. I got it all done in time. Haha.
So you play the Museum Curator. Okay. And the Pain on the Apprentice.
You get Arcane Explosion. I don't think there's no reason to play Arcane Explosion now, is there? Do we need to get rid of the 1/2 guy?
I mean, if you play Flame Waker and a Cane Explosion, it's 2 extra damage to face, but I don't think that's very good. I think we just want to play. Well, I think we trade first to see what we draw. But
Okay.
we trade Ping and then probably play Flame Waker.
Ooze.
We draw the Acidic Swamp Ooze. I use my hero power to finish off. And then play the Flame Waker.
Yeah, I think we play the Flame Waker just because it costs more. And he's not on Cabal turn yet. Or the dragon that can kill it either.
Yeah.
And he already pains, so.
And all we need is one of our 5 drops.
Yeah. We're really bad at drawing 5 drops both games.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Harvest Golem.
Well, it's Curator, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
such a good card. I used to be such a fan when that was powerful. All right, so he plays another curator, so we don't know what he got, but Harvest Golem is here. I'm just excited about that. Oh, all right.
And I drew a fireball. Interesting.
I wonder.
I mean, we probably want to play this water alley.
Okay, yeah, so I was...
The question is,
Well-
are we going to be playing Arcane Explosion this turn or not? So we could hit the 2/3 for 2 with our Flame Waker, and then Arcane Explosion, and potentially clear it.
I say we go for it. As the way things have been going, let's just do it. All right, we're gonna
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. I like it. I mean,
go for it.
here we go. And all right, you did clear it. You left
Not
the
the board,
1/1, but we got the important one out of the way. So that's
Well, I can kill Flame Waker.
Shadow Madness on Water Elemental.
That's interesting. He probably should have did it the other way.
Yeah.
Because then he would have got 2 blasts. 3 blasts.
He's
Or 4, I
shielding
mean.
the. What?
Wait, what?
Why did he shield the Water Ellie to give it back to us?
He could have stole Flame Waker, shielded his guy, got 4 missiles off, and then
I
traded.
know. And then the
But-
trade. Wow.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Interesting.
either way, we drew another Flame Waker.
Maybe he thought he would keep it. I guess.
No. I mean, he's ranked 15, so.
Well, we just lost to one, so let's not get.
That's true. That's true. Alright.
We don't like Flame Waker or Fireball here or anything, do we?
No.
No.
You just ping it and play like Ooze and go face for 3. This guy's playing Shadow Madness. I think Cabal Shadow Priest is a really high possibility.
We hold
Yeah.
Flame Waker.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the change your mind guy? Hasn't been seen recently, but. All right, Blackwing Corruptor on their Ooze, and the Cleric. Naked. All right. Arcane Blast.
We draw an Arcane Blast.
Mm.
You can't let the priest stay.
I mean, the question is, are we fireballing this turn? Because we don't have to, right? Like, we could use the Water Ellie on the 1/3,
Yep,
play Flame Waker, and then blast the 5/4.
that's what I
And
was
we only
thinking.
need to hit once, because we could ping as well.
All right, let's do that. All right, so it's Elemental into the priest, Flame Waker.
All right, Dan. Have you prayed? Here we go again.
Arcane Blast. Come on, give us one. Oh, you...
No.
Well, alright, well, we still have to ping it because of the heal.
Yes, we ping it anyway.
Oh man. You did not do your prayers to Iron Jesus. Come on.
No.
That was like the expected outcome, too. It was like 250 50s, 2 targets.
Yes.
But, you know, it's alright. It's her still.
Another historian, a Talon priest on the 5/4, heals it up to a 5/6 and kills our Flame Waker.
Man, we're really bad at drawing our late game, too.
I mean,
Uh,
we're 2 off or 3 off? 3 off. 2
3
off. The 6, 9, 12, 13.
Yeah, 2 off. I mean, we hit him in the face and ping him in the face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just go face and ping him and
Hope we
figure he
draw.
probably can't do 29
Just draw a
damage.
fireball.
Yeah. Well, he can't 29 damage. Maybe he heals a minion, forgets, like, oh, I can be burned down.
Do we use any of this burn on his face now, or we just hold it?
I
Just
think
hold on to it.
Yeah.
We got 10 mana coming up, so it's not like we're going to be short on mana.
Yeah.
There's Draconid Operative, came from a historian. It's not his own. And a Whelp.
Mhm.
What?
What?
He went
we
phase with everything.
Do we win?
Is he dead?
13.
9, 10, yeah, 13.
Hey.
Wow.
Right.
That made no sense. Oh
Um,
no, Dan. This is not a showcase of what the deck can do. This is just how do you punish somebody that makes a horrible mistake.
And it was all in the
I had
deck
no
building.
idea what we had in our hand. I guess they couldn't fathom we had enough to take them down.
He was
Right, but
he was
if you
playing
have
around.
oh
Wait,
my-
did we play any duplicates that game? No, Flame Waiter, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I think we
So
played two
he
Flame
knew we
Wakers.
weren't Reno, right?
I mean, but if he has that board, what is the point of
He was scared of Flash, man. He had to kill us.
like he's
Right.
gonna race us from a 11 and we're mage? I don't think so.
With 4 damage showing and 2 cards we didn't play. So it was good.
Well, you know,
Well, let's hope we draw something more than what have we gotten anything more than a three mana cost card yet?
Are we sure Bully's in the deck?
Yeah.
did you put him in, Dan? I didn't check. I need to double check this. This has happened before.
Yeah. But, okay. See. Okay. There he is.
Okay,
Talking about
it
the
is.
Burgley bully.
So keep him
Now,
and
we're
get
gonna
rid
hold
of
it?
everything else. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna hold the Burgley bully. We're playing against another priest. I'm gonna drop both these frost bolts and the water elemental.
So I think, and just to comment here, I think this is something I never do. And it's
Okay, is that enough Burgley bullies for you now?
there's
Get
proof.
Did it.
both of them now, and this
No,
third
Now we
guy.
gotta play 1 on 4, 1 on 5.
So we're going second. We have the queen this time. I was saying that. So he passed on turn 1, but I was saying that even though this makes total sense, it's not intuitive to me, and I don't know that I normally would do this, like keeping a 5-drop in your opening hand. But if it
How
makes
many-
total sense because there's nothing they can do, so you're gonna beat them.
Well, it's also like what good cards do you have to play early that really benefit you a whole lot, right?
Yeah, yep. Against the priest, yeah. No,
Right.
And a quick recap: I got Blood Mage, Salnos, an apprentice, both the bullies, coin, and the water elemental. There's nothing I can do this turn because we were holding on to that coin.
I,
I'm
lo-
just gonna end it there.
I love that we're giving Dan a hard time, and then the two bullies are like, "I'm here." There's no.
I told you they're in the deck,
They they want to show who the real bullies were.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
We
Good.
bullied Dan and then they show up.
Okay, we're Wyrmrest Agent makes
Oh
an
my
appearance.
We get. Okay, yeah.
Can we play anything here?
Yeah, I drew the Archmage.
The only real option is to just cycle Thalanos. If you want to play
Do we-
Thalanos just to cycle it, I think it's fine.
What to do?
Okay, we throw that out
To
there just
do.
because
Just
we
to
can
draw
draw
a
a
different
card.
card. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the only time it's really good in this matchup is if we draw Blast. But we could draw a lot better cards like Fireball or even Intellect and stuff like that. It's fine.
And so in my hand, I still got the Archmage, Water Elemental, the coin, 2 bullies, and the Apprentice.
Now he's bullying us, starting to emote. See,
It's contagious.
Dan, you're just getting hit from every angle here.
Um,
All right, Cabal Courier. This must be Reno, right? Dan.
Yeah, it's definitely Reno.
You know me?
Reno Priest.
Reno
Yes.
Reno Priest.
Yeah.
Yes, Reno Priest. Okay, we got a Mana Worm.
So he
From
played
the-
a Cabal Courier and then killed the Thalnos with the agent, leaving it at a 2/3, and he's at 30 health.
So
And we
I think
gotta-
this turn's actually really hard to consider. So we might want to
Okay.
play the Water Ellie.
What to
Since
do?
next
Okay.
turn we could play Apprentice, Mana Worm, and a spell, and it'll be fine enough. So maybe Quinn in the Water Ellie, just
Okay.
having a stronger turn this time, knowing that he's Reno Mage or Reno Priest, and it's unlikely he has
Pain.
Shadow Word Pain.
Yep.
Yeah.
If he has
I
a
think it's
one-off Shadow Word Pain.
Do.
Right.
Now we didn't want to go bully into bully, and it's too
I
slow.
mean, we definitely wanted to do it, but
It's too
considering
slow
That
that
when
he
we
already
have a
has
better
2
play.
Yeah.
and now that we have a decent turn 4, on top of having like a really good 3, I think it's worth deviating.
All right. That's fair. Turn 4 has 5 cards. Alright, it's not Reno because that's the second Cabal Courier. So this is just Dragon with Couriers?
Yeah, I guess so. Mhm.
Alright, so he went face with the 2 minions after Power Word shielding the agent.
That was a sick draw, by the way.
Arcane Explosion?
Yeah, because we could play 4 spells now, or four things this turn.
Okay, so we play the Apprentice, the Mana Worm.
No, we Arcane Explosion.
Are we going to? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Because then if we get a clear board, and we get to play bully on a clear board, we're so happy.
Alright, hold on. Do we do the explosion goes first, right?
You do explosion, and then you trade with the water lily, and then you miss.
And then you missiles. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. Alright.
Okay. Arcane Explosion.
The order here. And now you do the 3 for sure on the agent.
Yeah, attack with the water lily.
And now we go 3 for 3 then. Here we go.
Yeah,
3 for 3.
Alright, come on.
No faces.
Come on.
And 1,
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, and the frozen one stayed. So that's as good as it gets.
The way things have been going lately, yeah.
Okay.
No, his best play is like Excavated Evil. So, and if he does that, we still get to keep our water lily, and we get to play bully on an empty board. So,
I want to see him played. We've been waiting for this moment.
It's happening. The guy's gonna concede as soon as it gets played.
We're finally gonna get the typical.
He's putting a challenge. Draconid Operative. Whew. Will get us coins for Antonidas that we have. So we'll turn coins into fireballs from Bully. I like this plan. Okay, so he played the operative, and that was
my god.
And we get an Arcane Blast.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so...
Alright, so we play the bully, right?
Yeah, bully definitely gets played here. And then we use the water lily to kill the 2-1. And then we could blast and trade the mana worm.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right, we Arcane Blast.
That's sick.
Into the...
And then bully doesn't even die to the freaking potion.
And we get a coin on top of that.
Yeah.
And we play around MCT all at the same time, my friend.
And so we have another bully and the Archmage in my hand. I attacked with the Apprentice.
He's looking at... He's hovering over bully. I think he doesn't know
we got
what
a
it is.
reader. We got a reader. New card.
He's like, what is this? Let's highlight it here for the stream. He's like, I've never seen this card before. What do I do? It has 4 attack. Potion.
Oh, there's the potion.
And we get...
That's not good enough.
Yeah.
Now we gotta
still
play
alive.
another bully on an empty board.
And then we follow up with a second bully.
And a mana worm. Yeah. And that's pretty good.
That's
All
so
right.
funny.
The other bully, the Mana Worm, attack for 4.
He used the potion and the bully's like, okay, that's just give a little scratch. Still here.
We have a coin and the Archmage in our hand.
Oh man. We need
Now he plays 1 spell and we get 2 coins.
We get a mirror images on top of this, man, or something cheap like that.
No, we could play
Tony, coin.
Well, yeah, we wait till 8 and we can coin out a fireball.
All right, it's Twilight Drake as a 4/8 comes down.
Okay.
Arcane Blast on the bully. Here come the coins. 2 coins.
And he still can't kill the second bully.
So 1 bully's down, and he heal his face. Okay.
We got 7. We get a Flame Waker.
Close.
Oh man.
So we throw the Flame Waker out there?
I mean, I think 3 fireballs is good enough. I think we just play our whole hand. Play Archmage, 3 coins, and then Flame Waker.
Archmage first. 3 coins.
Oh.
And
Right, and then the Flame Waker. Okay.
Yeah.
Archmage.
And our mana worm becomes a 4/3.
Are we killing this thing or
Coin.
we're not?
Coin.
Yeah, I think we kill it.
Coin.
So what's the
Play the Flame Waker.
Yeah.
punish? Let's think here. It would be something like
Another
death.
potion.
Out on me.
Do we taking out the 4/8?
Yeah, I think we kill it.
I was
Okay.
thinking so. Just get rid of that.
Yeah. I mean, he still didn't kill the bully. I mean, if he has death, okay.
These mana worms were disgusting.
Yeah.
New card from the chat. Yeah, it is new. Actually, this time that's true. Okay. So he's in a bit of a pickle. How can he... There's no way he can do this, right?
I can't
Holy
quit it all
Nova.
for it,
Death, maybe?
no? Yeah. And then we still got Flame Waker and 3 Fireballs.
So
So
that's 12, 16, and 2 from it. 18. Mind Vision.
for Fireball. Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, that's...
Fireball.
Why is he
and
fireballing?
Antonidas, maybe?
And then what?
Potion of Madness.
Forbidden Shaping
For
for
7. What
7.
the- Okay.
Antonidas.
Fair enough.
Oh, wow. That's it.
Okay, yeah. Big.
And we have 5 Fireballs in our hand, right?
I can see how this is fun like that if you get the bullies off.
Yeah, you need bully
Alright.
for the deck to work. You know.
That's awesome. I love that.
I will be playing some more of this deck.
I
for
need
sure.
to build this. I don't know that I have bullies. That's awesome. Well,
You
that
have
was
enough dust to make them. You have bullies. I want to hear it.
yeah. I have like 14,000 dust. All right, that was 3 games.
That was 3 games.
So I think
Yeah, we've kept our good guest here for a little while now.
yep. So
We need to So let's put a bow on this and wrap it up. Thank you so much, Freshca. This was mad fun, especially that last game. That was too funny.
you can see
Yeah,
the
finally
priest.
get
He's
the
looking at
bullies.
he's looking at the card like, what is this? And then he played like 15 spells into it.
I'm just glad those bullies showed up. I knew they were in there.
Yeah.
Freshca, do you have anything you would like to promote? Any your Twitch channel, things like that? Go ahead and give it there one more time.
I mean, I'll be streaming tomorrow at 6 Eastern. Twitch.tv/Freshca. Otherwise, I usually just post on my Twitter if I decide I'm going to stream, which is just AGG_Freshca.
Yep.
So,
It's on the screen and it'll be on the notes, so you can follow his stuff. Please do.
Yes.
You can see some of this funky, creative, fun gameplay because, as you can see, he's trying to avoid playing the meta decks. So that's cool stuff. You can see something a little bit different.
Yes, I'll definitely be playing this thing a little bit different. That's
Yeah.
doing that. Okay. Anything else you want to promote out there, friend?
no, that's pretty
Okay.
much it. Yeah.
Excellent. Then we shall move on to you can email us at hearthcoachpodcast@gmail.com. The website's hearthcoach.net. You can go on over there and check out the Battle Tag Exchange if you're looking for somebody to add to your friends list. You can find us on your social medias like your Twitter, and we're on Facebook. Please have your friends and neighbors and loved ones go over to iTunes and subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. That's what keeps us up there in the rankings. And most importantly, go on over to patreon.com/HearthCoach and become a patron and get in on some of our cool tournaments and other things we're going to be hopefully having coming here in the near future.
Oh, speaking of which, Dan, that's another
Mhm.
thing that we will be need to announce for next week because we got to do the tournament this month. So
Right.
we got to pick the date, but stay tuned. We'll do that next week. We'll announce when we're gonna have it. So.
All right. Yeah, we need to do that. We have
yeah.
a tournament to do.
The holidays kind of put a wrench on things, but we'll get it.
Right.
We'll get it done. So.
Yes, we will.
I think that's it, right?
Excellent.
Well, thanks to everybody on the chat. Hopefully, I'll get everybody. But we had Zeroshio, we had Kenny from Coin Concede, Croven Blaze, Adumbus Prime, Freshca, of course, as our guest. Um, those were some of the people that were active in the chat. I'm sure there was a couple more. So thank you for joining live. Appreciate it. We appreciate the support. So I guess till next.
Ronnie's sleeping it off. He'll make another appearance sometime.
Ronnie, yeah, he was a big hit. All right, so I guess that's it, and good luck to everybody this week.
Yep. Good luck getting the legend.
All right, I've stopped the recording. I'm gonna stop the stream as well. So, good night, everybody. Thanks again.
See
for coming.
you, everyone.
Bye.